Well, I'm late. Tried grabbing something from Hal's on the way, but the fish fry's not running. So much for supper.
What have you been doing?
Chasing leads. On Alias Venatori, Darktown's missing people, and anything that might come close.
Find anything?
Plenty. Something I can use is another story. So here we are. I'm out of leads, and you're at that supper I promised.
Well, we've got at least one witness. Want to question him? How about a break? We can still do that, right? A short one can't hurt.
Yeah, maybe. I could use a walk. And some rocks. You up for it?
Rocks?
Yeah. So, rocks. Look for good ones.
You were serious about this?
You'll see why.
Why are we doing this?
You know what they say. Leave no stone unturned.
Really?
No.
Seriously, do you ever take breaks? Real ones?
What do you call this?
Picking up rocks. And I'll bet the coin in my pocket you're thinking of work.
I was thinking of fried fish.
Huh.
Looks like the next one's on you. All right, time to put these rocks to use. Come on.
How are we doing?
With the rocks or in general?
Let's stick with the rocks.
In that case, so far so good.
A win for us?
I guess it is.
Calliope, you still going?
Cassis doesn't have anyone else.
Flyers won't do much.
I don't have a lot to work with.
Give me.
Over here. I'll take you to my usual spot.
Fancy.
Isn't it?
Is this what you do when you're out of leads?
I'd look over my notes, but I've got them by heart. I just need to clear my head.
You ever figure out how, let me know.
Sure thing. We can't count on a lot here. When I started, I wasn't going to save Minrathus, never mind Thedas. But if I could take a job and follow through, well, maybe people could count on me. But at the end of the day, what have I done here? What sticks? If people like Alia come back for more... I'm fighting, Rook. Sometimes it feels as though the city itself stabs me in the back.
I've been told I've got an answer for everything. Only I don't for this. Or a lot of things. And I don't think it was a compliment.
Aren't we a pair? Getting mixed up in my problems. Can't say it's the smart play. Rana's partner, Brahm. Where did it leave him? Where does it leave you?
Skipping rocks with a friend.
She was there. We didn't see her.
This worked.
Maybe. Come on. Willing to chase a long shot? We need to get to the spillway.
You've got something on Aelia?
She was there. We just didn't see her.
At the spillway?
At the relic deal. When Aelia controlled Damas, she mentioned Bataris and the stolen relic. Why bring that up? Why would she care?
You think she was involved?
Or one of her puppets. She's been careful, but there may be something to pick up at the site. A witness. Anything.
So we're returning to the scene of the crime, where we fought Bataris.
It's just a hunch, but it's the best I've got.
Let's check it out. What's the plan?
Bataris had a red lyrium relic. Those don't play nice with the Veil. The Viper left me a piece of one in case there was more to track. Remnants fade with time, but if we got here soon enough...
Remnants. We've got them.
Fainter than the ones we found before, but I'll see what I can draw out. Let's take a look. You bet. The thread smuggler. But this feels scrambled. Two people's thoughts in one source. She wasn't a traitor. She was a puppet. Aelia moving goods to her followers. You got it. Echoes of greed, pride, our Venatori, Bataris. Look there, there's more. By the waterfall. We're close to something. I can feel it.
Skipping stones really worked.
I guess some of my plans pan out. Sure thing. This one's afraid. A witness? Someone else showed up too, after we left. If I can pull out more of an echo, a memory...
So Nev Gallus is back. Tell me what you saw.
Nothing, I swear.
Aelia.
No. In my head. Stay out.
Bystander. They must have seen the fight.
Then Aelia showed up.
Tell me, would you see this city rise? Be a thrall in service to its glorious rebirth?
Thrall? No,
Silence! Your will
belongs to the Venatori.
Damn it.
The risen god will unlock my true power. He's given me Vena Vitalis. We start here.
What's Vena Vitalis?
A rumor, an old Tevinter ritual to increase blood magic. Fake accounts appear on the black market. The real records were burned by magisters. It scared them. But if Aelia cozied up to Algernon, an elven god might know the trick. Or something close he could trade as our legacy.
A blood ritual. Then the missing people. It's a lead.
But where? When? Who else does Aelia break before I track her down?
Nev?
This place means something to me. But what am I to it if I can't?
You'll catch Aelia again. Dogtown's got someone looking out for them. They'll see that.
Will they? Who got us Bataris?
I know. But Aelia plays dirty. Maybe we should play clean.
I'm a sucker, Rook. Getting caught up in all this. Bad habit.
then it sounds like nothing changed.
Is that a pep talk?
It's a fact. I was going for simple. Next up, we find Aelia.
Right.
And after that, we kick her ass.
More blight and darkspawn. Let me know if you hear anything.
You spend far too much time here, Dorian.
This is where all my favorite people are. Besides, I have news, and every messenger bird I've met is dreadful at nuance.
What's the problem with Magister Parvus being here?
He's our eyes and ears in the Magisterium. He needs to keep suspicion off him.
Yes, I know. Can't be spotted with the shadow dragons. You worry too much, May.
Well, what do you have for us?
The cult lost people in Alathan, and leadership has fallen to Knight Commander Lenos. He aims to bring the city to its knees.
But Minrathous is already falling apart.
I know. While the Varantis' attack on the city could have been much worse, the people's fear in the aftermath is palpable.
And the rumors about the Archon are true. He's dead. Assassinated during the Dragon's rampage. The palace has tried to keep the news from spreading until a new Archon steps up.
And no one has?
No one dares. Not with the Venatori circling like vultures. The risen gods are preparing for something big. And for that, they need fear. Chaos.
More fear. More chaos. Haven't the Venatori done enough?
Restraint is not exactly their strong point, Rook. Lenos is the key to all of it. First, we stop what he's planning for Minrathous.
And then we find out what the gods are preparing for.
Let's hope it stays that simple. One of Lenos' Venatori associates is often at the Cobbled Swan. Let's see what we can get from him.
We? Dorian, you can't be going yourself.
It's the Swan. Everyone goes to the Swan.
I'll head out right now. Guess we impressed them. Or whoever sent the messages. But was it a game? A test?
No one knows who makes the candle hops in Minrathous. The closest I got to a lead ended in a burnt-out building. Unless the closest I got is now.
Maybe we caught their notice. I hope that's a good thing.
To figure out the god's big plan. Dorian thinks Knight Commander Lenos is part of it. So let's track him down first. Boris.
By reputation, she's been a prominent politician for a long time, and a hero to boot. We don't work together much, but from what I've seen, she's earned the good name.
We probably shouldn't keep Dorian waiting too long.
There's Lenos' associate. According to the shadows watching him, he's nervous and doesn't talk much, but does odd jobs for coin. Interesting, yes? I'll draw him off, you check his belongings, see if you can discover any clues about Lenos' plan.
Mostly gone. Warm. I don't even know what this is. Ale? Looks like he's been nursing it a while. The bedroll. It's definitely seen better days. And it's damp. Sleeping out in the rain. Half-eaten stale bread, water flask, muddy socks, and this map. Minratha's targets. That doesn't sound good.
What are you poking about in there for? Hey,
The others are bartenders.
I didn't see you rifling
But
through
I'm
customers'
the
belongings,
mixologist.
did I?
I don't
This
serve
customer
drinks.
might be associated
I
with
fill
Venatori.
Libations.
Be careful.
Let me know if you want
If he's
anything.
Venatori, he's not like any I've encountered. He comes in when we open, orders one drink, and sits in the corner all day. Then he leaves when we close.
Anything else you know about that customer?
I heard his name's Erasmus. Keeps to himself and doesn't bother anyone, so I let him stay. Everything good?
Lenos intends to destroy the city with Blight and Darkspawn.
Carthus. Nothing like an attack to cause chaos in a city.
You should head there immediately.
All right, let's go.
Careful ahead.
Obey and stop dying!
Our lives are full! Great shot, Dad.
We've got company.
Nice work.
There's a problem.
Did it!
Something tore through these gates. Something big. Watch out! I bet this dark spawn was what tore through the gates.
Good work, everyone!
More blights in the way. That did it. We can get through now.
Even more. How are there so many?
Under fire!
Nice work, as always.
Everything's crumbling down here. Might be tricky to get out.
At least a dozen people have been lost trying to map this place. But I've mentioned that.
We need to find the other boil. Find the blight boils. We need to clear the way and keep pushing. We got it. Way should be clear.
Shadow dragons? How did you find this place? Venatori, to me! Do you think you've won? Do you think you can stop the Venatori? All the risen gods?
I don't know. But I can take you on.
The Shadow dragons have brought nothing but chaos to the city.
At least we're not trying to blight it.
Templar in Minrathus.
Can't say he'll be missed.
Let's look around, see what we find. risen god's ritual. That's what the gods in the Venatori are preparing for. Lenos' documents. They detail the Venatori's long-term plans and what they want to do to Tevinter. These star charts predict an eclipse to make magic stronger.
So that's the play. A ritual performed under an eclipse to strengthen its power.
All this, the ritual, the eclipse, and the Venatori plans, we have to bring this to the Shadow Dragons immediately.
We should tell the Shadow Dragons what we found.
Evil old gods, rituals, waiting for the stars. It's about as Tevinter as blood magic and hubris. Learning about the gods' plans is wonderful, of course. But the lists of magisters you got your hands on, now there's the real gold.
You've looked at it already. Of course you have.
Information on their backers, the ties to illegal slavery. Don't you see what this means?
This is power, May. Imagine becoming Archon and using this against those who've been hurting the people for years.
You, on the throne? Dorian.
Tell me that wouldn't be a splendid way to bring about real change.
Sounds like someone's got a plan.
Goodness, you make me sound absolutely nefarious. I love it. But yes, if the Venatori can scheme, so can we.
But how would you use this information exactly?
Dorian wants to use it to crush our enemies by whatever means necessary. I prefer to use it to rally the people. I say we make the information known. Allow the people to see the real justice served. Prove that from now on, we work for them.
We tried that already. Or have you forgotten the Lucerni? I no longer trust that political machine will work in our favor. No. We must get at the root of the problem before they can react. A more forceful approach. Destroy them and their networks utterly.
Swords and spies and blackmail? The devious means you learned in the South? If we go outside the system, we invite everyone else to do the same. No, we have to do this in the open. Show the people of Tevinter that we're here for them.
We're Shadow Dragons. It's right there in the name. You supported this because you knew the system didn't work for the people.
The point was to work in the shadows until we could work in the light. And Rook has brought us what we need.
May, the Imperium's politics burned you once and you still...
Enough. We're not the only ones who have a stake in this. Rook, you have been instrumental in all this. Which strategy do you prefer?
What sort of change are you trying to achieve?
For a start, slavery. Abhorrent. It needs to go no more.
And Tevinter has been ruled by the Altus Mages for all of its history. That must change. The Zoparati, non-mages, deserve a say in their own governance.
And all that's just the beginning of what will undoubtedly be a long journey.
Shouldn't you be on the same side?
We are on the same side. We both know what Tevinter needs. How best to get it, that's the question.
If we went with Dorian's plan, I'd support it fully. But we won't, because he'll come around and realize that I'm right.
And I'd absolutely back you up on that, if you were right, which you aren't.
We'll see.
Will we?
Dorian, are you really suggesting violent revolution?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a mere threat of violence is sufficient.
He learned that from his friends in the South. I hear Ferelden settled a succession crisis with a duel.
It worked. Astoundingly.
We're not Ferelden.
I'm merely saying we need to consider bold and creative methods of achieving our ends. The game is rigged. Why play by rules crooked magisters already exploit? Clear the board and start over. If they're gone, we can fill the magisterium with those who respect the office. Then we'll actually see progress.
Mevaris, you really believe making this evidence public will work?
Dorian wants to work behind the scenes, but once again, it's the Magisters and Highbloods pulling the Imperium's strings. That doesn't inspire. It's a tactic used by our enemies. We need to show to Vinter that we can be different.
Unless they find some way to bury it? Or leverage their wealth, power, and status as they often have before?
Politics is a long game. If we use force against our enemies, our allies will remember it.
You want me to choose who will be Archon? But I'm not even from here. I can't decide.
Then talk to the ones who are. See what they say. Asher and Tarquin, Nev, Gallus, they're all a part of this, just as you are. We should all be comfortable with whatever course we take.
All right. I'll go do that. So, what do you think?
Lenos is gone. We got information about the Venatori's plans, the god's ritual. I'd call that a good day.
I meant about Mevaris and Dorian. We all want change. Who will be more effective in getting it?
Oh, that. You're dragging me into it?
You're the famed detective. What's the right call?
This isn't a murder.
Politics is murder. Isn't that what they always say?
Mevaris Talani has been in this game for decades. She's dedicated and ruthless when she needs to be. Dorian Parvis is a wild card. Flashy and inventive, he'll keep his enemies on their toes. But damn it, there's no right answer. They both play the game well, and Tevinter's ready for change. But the best way to get it, who can make it happen, I wish I knew.
Grand news about Lenos. One less crooked Templar in town.
Lenos got what he deserved.
Makes you smile, doesn't it? Drinks for everyone.
Lenos made my life miserable. Rana's too.
I hear he started out different. Maybe he once cared about something other than gold. But I didn't know that, Lenos. And I'm not going to mourn the one I did. Still, I'll thank the bastard for writing everything down. And delivering it to us all neat.
Dorian and Mevaris still have to decide what to do with everything we got from Lenos.
And they asked for my opinion. Can you believe it?
After all that talk about people needing a voice, I'd be looking at them sideways if they didn't.
I suspect this decision will determine Tevinter's path for years to come.
Then Dorian's way is my choice. He knows you don't stop to talk when you find a hole in the enemy's defenses.
Dorian is a brash rebel.
And Mevaris too much of a romantic.
I think the people will appreciate Mevaris returning as the leader they've always wanted to see.
No. They'll appreciate their lives actually changing for the better.
What do you think might happen, depending on who leads?
With May, she gets power back again. Gets one more shot at changing Tevinter from the top down. Worst that could happen is nothing. But that's what you risk when all you rely on is hope. But with Dorian...
We could get chaos, strife. Things might get harder before they get easier. If they get easier.
I'll take my chances.
This is not helping. At all.
If I'd known you wanted help, I wouldn't have said anything.
Quinn.
What? Opinions are cheap. Sometimes you just have to go where you go.
I have faith, Rook.
Still not helpful.
Maker. A full quarter of the Magisterium supporting a cult. Bending the knee to these risen old gods just for a taste of more power. Can they not see they're only tools for the gods? So they can destroy the world?
Demanding intelligence, rationality, and self-awareness from our peers. You ask too much, Mevaris.
Look at me. Such a fool.
Ah, it's Rook. You spoke with the others.
What do you think? Who should be leading the charge from here on?
What happens after it's decided who'll lead?
Well, Lenos is gone, the cult's numbers are down, and they're scrambling to prepare for the god's ritual. They'll be distracted. It's a perfect opportunity to get our preparations in order.
All plans contingent on surviving the current disaster, of course.
Dorian should lead.
Then it is decided. Of course, it only makes sense, but... Ha! Look at me! The sudden pressure.
You won't be alone. All of us are behind you. The Shadow Dragons, the city, her people.
It will take all of them to overcome the risen gods.
You'll find a way to bring them together.
The people know they don't want blight-ridden fiends in their city. They don't need me to tell them. I can, however, show them how to fight. Gods, cults, evil magisters, nothing will stand in our way of forging a new Tevinter. I must thank you again for everything you've done. Not being overrun with blight. Wonderful. And now we also have hope of changing things for the better.
I did what anyone would have done.
Whatever Dorian has planned for Minrathous will be thrilling, I'm sure. I suppose anything that makes a real impact has to be.
You can be a little excited for the future, you know.
I am. Don't get me wrong. Still, fear and excitement go hand in hand.
Those Venatori who quit the cult are staying here until they get back on their feet.
The Venatori losing its grip on people is a good thing.
I know that, and they seem alright, but I'll keep an eye out until I can be sure. Good to see you again.
Things are going well.
These meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
I'm a Trevelyan. Feels like someone I haven't seen for a long time. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
We were up against an archdemon and he reached out to help. Seemingly.
You're not sure about his motives?
Could be genuine. Could be self-interest. It'd have been screwed too if we didn't make it.
He's never clear, but he's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fenharel? They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. I called him by another name for a time. Comrade, if not friend.
You went your separate ways when he turned to ending the world?
There was some unfortunate overlap. I will never excuse what he's done. He's killed people I held dear. You know this too.
But?
He became those names when he fought gods. And regret for his world turned into destroying ours. Sound familiar?
You're making us sound like Solus. That's uncomfortable.
We're not like our enemy. They're making us do this.
Simple as one of Varric's morals. Don't become what you hate.
Or trapped by what we've lost. Also one of his. Tell me about the team you've built.
Are they a concern, or...?
You're handling things. This part, what you have now. I just miss the banter about friends.
Hey, Lucanus, are there non-binary crows?
Sure. Lots of them.
Do they still get capes?
Of course. Why wouldn't they get capes?
I don't know. People do stupid gender stuff. Only men can wear this, only women wear that.
Not in Antiva. The only rule is that you must have style.
Good.
So, why did they do it? Make an entire copy of Weishaupt, I mean.
Probably a memory of home. It was the last thing they recalled before the Blight took over. They were trying to relive that life, but didn't know how.
Well, that's very, very creepy and also kind of makes sense in a weird way.
The joys of being a warden. Survive the battle, and there's excitement to follow.
There's something I need to do back home.
Everything all right?
Yeah, just chasing Aelia. It brings a lot up. If you're around, maybe I'd take the company.
Sure thing, Nev.
So, you and Hezenkos used to know each other?
We were students together, then partners in work.
It's always sad when friends become enemies.
In Johanna's mind, the Watchers betrayed her first by reining in her experiments.
The Morn Watch has rules about doing experiments?
We hold ourselves to the highest of conduct.
Eldrin, how's the training going?
Just a minute. Poachers are nearby. The Hulla are in trouble. Quick, to your positions. Go!
Ever tried gingerwort tea? I heard it's got some kick.
You're joking. Who in their right mind would drink that?
Yeah. Who would?
No one I know.
Though I did hear worms are a big hit with griffins.
Worms? Who said that?
Mature. He's a wise old elf I once knew.
Right.
Looks like you met your match there, Eldrin.
They know none of this is real. Won't waste the effort.
You need to rouse the raptor in them.
That gives me an idea.
Wait, what's happening?
The Hulla are in trouble, and Antam hunters nearby. Attack! They got it!
Terrible form of immortality fell upon Isaiah.
Gloomhowler, Isaiah. Should have died ages ago. Warden or not.
Why does the Blight kill most people it touches, yet infuse a few with this dreadful vitality?
No idea. If I ever go bad like that, have Taj breathe on me. Go out in a blaze.
I made a fresh pot and... that's Rook's Walk.
Yep, just me. You brought Nev coffee.
I brought an excuse. Spite thought I should talk to her. Well, not just Spite, but I'm only good with knives.
So, if I had been Nev...
Then who am I? Oh, did you make me coffee?
I always make coffee.
He had lines prepared when I came in. He thought I was you.
Rook, You're not helping.
Don't be so sure.
Well, you have the coffee, and you probably have a case or something, so...
You overthink the plan, but you show up anyway. You find me at midnight just to talk. Maybe I like that. Maybe I like...
Really?
Right. I think you've got this.
You know I won't make your life easy. I don't make anything easy.
But you do make it better.
Well, don't use your charm all at once.
I have more than that. I hope.
Did you get it? Get what? The gift basket as an apology for prying, about you and Tosh.
What exactly was in the basket?
Oh, things. I can't remember now that you ask.
Balara.
Well, oils, mostly. And chocolate.
I would have remembered an oil and chocolate basket.
What about a new Venatori spot somewhere uptown?
I know someone in the area who's keeping watch. Find him in the library. Say you're looking for Ferdinand Genetivi's book on Orlais.
Ferdinand Genetivi what?
He's a Ferelden scholar, virtually unknown in the north, and no one ever asks about his work.
Oh, a passphrase. Got it.
Syrian the first time. I didn't. Not really. This time, I don't know. I still don't know if I will.
You never do. Funny, the things that wake you up years after you think they're gone.
I'm at peace with it. Real peace this time. So even if I carry it with me, it's lighter now. Maybe I'm not making sense. Am I making sense?
I don't know, Belle. But if it works for you, take it. The Minrathous Wall of Light.
These lights, they're to remember the dead?
Unless the family lacks mages to keep them lit, or the money for one, then you're left in the dark to vent his subtlety. This was Brom's.
Rana's old partner.
His light was out when I got here. I should have been back sooner.
Don't do that to yourself.
Rook.
Just trust me on this one.
I'm stopping Aelia.
Looks like we had the same idea.
Rana.
He read serials between assignments. Romance. The last one ended on a cliffhanger. He was sure he knew the ending. I never checked if he was right.
He'd have liked our friend, Balara. She loves those things. Although she expects happy endings.
So did he. At least on the page.
Better chance there than here.
You're not the only one chasing Aelia. I've tracked some of her followers. They aren't quick to talk. Most said I'd be saved soon. But I did get the name of a place. Sanctum Lusican.
Ominous formal name, tied to Elganon. Off to a good start.
You forgot the catch.
It's an old temple. A lost one. If there's a record of its location, I can't find it.
It's more than we had. I can track this down.
And you'll tell me? Look, I know who else you work with, what they might suggest, but what are you going to do?
The best I can.
Right. Docktown will see...
What, Rana? Magisters who look the other way? Bribed Templars, Venatori who walk?
They see you.
Is that all? What will that mean?
Brom's light. Thanks.
I do what I can.
Who's there? Protect the shipments.
We don't have to... going on?
Behind you, look out!
Finish them now.
That's interesting. I wasn't expecting the Venatori to show up.
Something to do with the shipments they talked about?
Let's look around. I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Thank the Maker. Did you find the others?
What others?
Those mercenaries have abducted people from around Docktown, then sold them to the Venatori. I heard them talk about a warehouse. They could be holding them there.
We'll look into it. The warehouse where we found the Darkspawn isn't far from here. I thought the Shadow Dragons were keeping an eye on it, but let's check just to be safe. Let's look around, see what we find. Well, that's not good. Sounds like blood magic. Trafficking in people. Vile. We need to stop this. Low tide beach. Let's go.
You'll leave Docktown to us. We won't let you terrorize these people.
These Venatori down.
The more scattered we make the cult, the better for Docktown.
We'll get you out of there. Hang on. You all right?
No, but I'm alive and grateful. They were going to take me somewhere. They talked about rituals and risen gods.
You don't have to worry about that anymore. You have somewhere to go. Someplace you'll be safe.
I don't know the city.
Go to the docks. Ask for directions to the pawn shop. When you get there, tell them Gallus sent you.
So, you had another encounter with the first warden of Weishaupt.
Sure did. I'd swear he remembered Rook punching him, too. When I first joined, the commander seemed stone solid. A Grey Warden's warden.
Clutching to that gallant image was his undoing.
Blighted, bruised, still obsessed with making history.
It's good we've got you here. You can tell us what elven stuff starts fires when you pick it up.
That's the plan.
Have you thought about calling him something else?
Who?
Spite?
Spite?
Exactly. Imagine being called Spite all the time, like broody or short. Wouldn't you forget you could be anything else?
I don't think you understand how demons work.
I understand that they're spirits, and spirits have been known to change.
Rook, I've compiled the last reports from an informant. You remember our talk with Rana? She had a lead on Alia's location. A place called Sanctum Lucican.
A lost Tevinter temple, right? Does this mean you found it?
I'm pretty damn sure.
Alia's hideout. Not sure if I should be excited or worried. Either way, I'm there.
Worried. And I figured.
So, where is this place?
The Minratha's Catacombs, an underground temple to the god of night. It was sealed off and forgotten under a derelict building outside the Thread Market. I've had an eye on the catacombs. Alias haunted them before, but they span the city, endless twists, hidden passages. It's too much to sweep alone. Thanks to Rana's information, I was able to drop the right hints, ask the right questions. Now we've got a sanctum.
Then I guess I get to meet Alia in person.
It's time she showed her face. Ducktown's on edge. People are missing. The Threads are putting up a fight against Alia's followers, but they can't last forever. Alia's a powerful blood mage now. If I let her finish the ritual, no more chances.
So, what's our next move?
Meet at the Swan, put the last pieces in place after that. We'll see.